here's the thing that I do know. I do know that when we ask God, he listens. And if nothing else, because I'll tell you a story about my mother. As you hear about the story about my mother, he was a mother. Unbelievably loved God. So I'll start my story. So we left Cuba at the age of 10. My father was very wealthy, did not want to leave Cuba. What for? You know, he was 40 years old, had everything in the world, very, very nominal Catholic. Never, ever went to church. He took us to church. I never saw my father pray. He said that prayer was private, and all he asked God was to protect his children. Yet he was a man of unbelievable morals. He was my role model, my idol. My mother was the total opposite. See, God, in his wisdom, made my mother 5 feet tall, because I'm convinced that if she was 5'3", Osama bin Laden would have had nothing on her. I promise you. I used to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in bodyguards. And Miami got to be a really rough place. I have a groupie that works for Business Week. Every once in a while, he sends me little notes, and he's like, do you realize that when you ran Miami, it was the most dangerous city in the world? I said, not really, because we were pretty crazy. But my mother, they used to say to me, George, you spend all this money to protect you. Everybody knows you're going to eat at your mother's house every day you're in town. I said, yeah? Well, doesn't make sense. He says, if you know my mother, I'd rather get shot than hear her out. Because she will not stop. And she never wavered for one moment, ever wavered for one moment from telling me, son, what you're doing doesn't please God, but this is your home, and this is where you come. Very difficult thing. We're very confused about that tough love. Anyway, so the reason we're leaving Cuba, because my mother wanted us to come to a country where they could worship God freely. We went to Mass every day in Cuba. But I go to school, and Fidel said, there is no God. I come home, my mom says, he's an idiot. God, 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 God. That's probably why he left her behind in Cuba.